Welcome back. In this video, we're going to create the room database. So we will create a database class. This must be an abstract class, extend the room database and be annotated with the database keyword. Here we will also define the table, the DAOs and the database version. Here's what the code will look like. So we create this @database, use this @database annotation, and then inside of brackets, we need to say which entities we want to use. In our case, it's just going to be the Wish class. Then the version of our database, because if you ever change the amount of columns, for example, that you want to have in your database, then you would need to update your database and change the version of your new database. And then the export schema, which we're going to set to false at this stage. So then we need to set up the class, which is abstract class, WishDatabase, which is of type room database. And you can see here, we have this abstract function, which gives us access to the WishDAO. So let's go ahead and create that new item or new class here. So this class will also be an abstract class. So here I'm going to create a new class, which I'm going to call WishDatabase, which inherits from room database and needs the annotation @database now as well. And now we need to define which kind of details we want to have here. As I said, the entities, which we now need to set up as an array of items. So in this case, it's just going to be our Wish class. So here, how you use that is you use the Wish keyword, the class name, and then ::, and then the class keyword. That's our entity. Then we have our version, and the version in our case will be 1 because it's the first database that we're creating, and the export schema, which I'm going to set to false. So now we just need to make sure that this is an actually abstract class, because otherwise it's not going to work. So now our room database, we need to add those brackets here. Now our room database is ready to go so that we can add our function, which sets up our DAO. So which sets up our WishDAO like so. And that is already it for our Wish database. So now we obviously want to use our Wish database and access it so that we can use this WishDAO, which then gives us access to the different methods in here, which means the wishing, the addition of wishes, as well as getting wishes, updating wishes, and so forth. And I would say, let's keep going with this, or like set up the Wish repository, which will then allow us to separate our database execution stuff from the presentation layer. So let's set that up in the next video.